shared at the screening that the concept for this film started based off of a long conversation you and Jonah had. So, at what point in the conversation was it, yeah, this is a movie?
So I'm a huge Jonah Hill fan. You know what I'm saying? I was super bad and knocked up and just like I think most people in my generation, black or white, he was the white boy that like we got. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't. But so we had been trying to meet, for a while, and it was funny because I met Jonah now is like earthy spiritual meditation and drives like a man around. I met S-Class Benz on rims, Jonah. You know what I'm saying? So we were like, so we laughed about that. But like we came in and we just wanted to talk. We wanted to just like, we were friendly-ish, but we wanted to like have a conversation, and we started talking about the stuff we love. And we both love LA, and we both love, the idea of there's two LAs, you know what I'm saying? And we also love, he was at the time engaged to a woman from a different culture, and like what that was about. And we were talking about that oftentimes the problem isn't the two people, it's the people around them. And so we started just having conversations about his friends and my friends and like the stuff he didn't know that he thought he knew, and how he was like, well, because I have black friends, I think I know this. And it turned into something like we were like, we should do something together. And what formed was we wanted to do a romantic comedy that kind of showed that it wasn't the people, it's the people around them. And we're that sort of guest who's coming to dinner, where that would be today. And like how, and also we wanted to do in the same way people have done love letters to New York and their cities. We wanted to do a love letter to our city.
To all the LA natives, I am too. So,
where'd you go to high school?
I went to a few: Bel Air Prep, Dorsey, and I graduated from Hamilton.
Okay.
Oh, Hamilton. I was supposed to go to Hamilton.
Dorsey, Don.
That's right. So, Lauren, you are uniquely qualified to appear in a comedy as such, considering your background. So, some of the experiences and the funny conversations that happened and that were born out of the scenarios in this film, is this ever something that you saw your parents maybe go through or that you experienced growing up?
Well, considering my background, my experience is very different than what you would expect, because I was just mostly raised fully by my mother, who was a single black mom, and so I didn't grow up with my father in the house or really around my dad's family in that way. I was just with my mom's side.
Blackity black.
So I didn't really have that experience of like my dad's family and my mom's family against each other. My dad is also like such a soulful man and just such a worldly man, and
He's Michael McDonald.
He is actually. He is Michael. My dad gives a Michael McDonald feel.
Taking it to the streets.
But so, it was my dad that, played, Marvin Gaye in the car, and, the Isley Brothers, and, so I didn't have the experience of the separation, and because I was raised with my mom, so I guess the short answer to your question is that no, I didn't get to have that experience growing up.
You got to learn something too. Great. So, Kenya, so with your background, and obviously this was made before the controversy of Kanye and Kyrie, do you enjoy pushing the envelope with using comedy to do so that we can examine things from a different perspective but laugh at it?
I think that is the secret power of comedy. You know what I'm saying? I've said it many times, like comedy allows us to take our medicine with a little bit of sugar. You know what I'm saying? And I think that where drama, it can kind of become heavy and too poignant. Like comedy allows us to, the best comics from, Richard Pryor to George Carlin to Dick Gregory to whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like you walked out of there and you kind of laughed inside because you were like not supposed to laugh, but those jokes follow you. Chappelle, who I, you know what I'm saying? Those jokes follow you and they literally make you think longer. And I think when you laugh at things that you've kind of had thoughts about before in the past, but you laugh, it's actually able to like metabolize, you know what I'm saying, in your system in a different way, rather than someone sort of hitting you over the head dramatically, because then you feel like they're manipulating you with, playing like, on all the different emotional strings. I think comedy sits with you a long time. You'll remember a joke longer than you'll remember a drama scene. And so I feel like that is the gift and the blessing that I've been able to do in my career is to, I got a chance to make people laugh and at the same time do things that make people think.
Mm-hmm. And art is like supposed to bring awareness.
Yes, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at a painting, when you walk out of a museum, if you're like, let's go get something to eat, that probably wasn't a great museum trip. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to it kind of stuffs, the ones that matter, they stick to you and you're like, what was going on? Same thing with movies or same thing with music. You'll finish an album and you're like, what was it about? So I think that to me is what art, to Lauren's point, is supposed to make you think.